Old Salt Marine, keeping you powered, Dr. Deep Sea. A little bit of background behind myself, owner and operator. My name is Alan Foxwell. I grew up on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. Like some people may say, saltwater is in my blood. I feel most at home on the water. It's where I love to be. It's one of my favorite things to do. Which will lead into the problem with that as well. We're a fully mobile NEMA and ABYC certified marine electronics installation and upgrade company. We're a fully authorized dealer. ABYC, I skipped that part. ABYC and NMEA is the councils that create the standards for electrical work and boat safety in the country. Both of those I am certified technician in. We do all troubleshooting and repair from vessels from kayaks to large ocean-going vessels. Anything that needs to be done, we can do it. NEMA 2000, as we just spoke of, they created, NMEA created a protocol that's similar to your Ethernet in your house that works on a boat, communicates all your critical data throughout the boat. It's a little bit advanced. So I went to training and learned how to design those, troubleshoot them, install them. They're very important, obviously. It translates your navigation, any data, important data for the boat. We're going to do electrical wellness checks, something we noticed that nobody in the industry is doing in the area, similar to your HVAC checks that you do in your home. We will be offering annual or biannual checks to where we can do a preseason and a postseason check, or just a preseason check so that you're ready and safe on the water. A little bit to include into that would be all critical systems would be checked on the boat. Your batteries would be checked for wellness so that you don't have any surprises during the season. And then just a general overview, making sure that it's up to par. Anything that looks like it could need to be replaced in the next year or so, we're going to replace it so that that doesn't surprise you. And we also offer same-day and emergency services. Those are by land or by sea. I do have my own vessel that's big enough to carry all the equipment and material that I may need to visit people in remote locations. A little bit, our area, some of you may know that, Smith Island, Tangier, we have some islands that are on the coastal side too, in Virginia, Worcester County, quite nice houses there that people own vessels that they have to use to get back and forth. Just like your car, you're going to make sure the electrical system and everything's up to par. We're going to be there for those people as well. So when marine electronics fail or need upgrading, owners are often forced to go to unauthorized technicians. They may do it themselves. They may rush the installs. It also may include extra haul outs, trailering, which is just an expense or downtime. Also, untrained or DIY can create repeat visits or worst case scenario, distress or emergency situations while on the water, which I kind of went ahead on that, but I'm meant to tell my story. So we've all been in our cars, or I'm trying to kind of, like Brian said, tell a story and use your imagination a little bit. You've been in your car this morning. If you're in your car before dark, you didn't turn your lights on right away, you look around and you see how dark that is. If you've ever been to Ocean City's Boardwalk, you look out on the water and that's eerie. When you're out there, it's 10 times worse. Like I said, I grew up on the water, so I spent a lot of time. It's my place, and I've seen some scenarios that a lot of people may not have seen. So trying to paint that picture of that darkness. You go duck hunting or you go fishing, you may go before sunup or after sunup. I've been in these exact situations where you get to your desired location, it's silent, it's dark, you have lights, and you hear a buzzing. Everybody's quiet. You may turn your lights off and look around. You're looking for a silhouette. You find it's another boat. That's the individual that chose not to have preseason checks, go over their equipment, make sure all their safety equipment worked, anything like that, and they're going. Because when you want to go, sometimes you just go. I've seen people, I've done it. I'm guilty of it myself. Most hunters and fishermen are as well. You're getting out there. So in that scenario, that could be life or death with that individual going out there in that unsafe conditions. Our top competitors would be Midshore Electronics, Evolution Marine Electronics, and I threw West Marine in there just kind of as a indirect competitor or an example. Of those competitors, we are the only one that's completely mobile. Midshore and Evolution do have options that they may come to you, but it's at their discretion. And West Marine, I'm just going to say that they're more of a retailer. I just threw them in there because they still kind of pull sales. They may not have been the best example, but that's what I got for now. We're all across the board authorized dealers, and it is required that you hold licenses and insurance to do such. And as far as certified technicians, we're the only ones that are going to guarantee all our techs are certified. We don't want to perform this work without a background and certified techs. Midshore and Evolution do have some certified techs. Some of them may have gone and done it on their own. The company does not hold them to a standard to keep them and have them up to date. And West Marine, as I said, is just a retailer. As we said, we offer same-day emergency services. Midshore and Evolution do, if they choose to, depending on your location, etc. We do. We are willing to drop anything if it deems necessary. We'll be there. Now, as far as some of the remote locations, it may be next day. We are also the only one that's capable by land or by sea. We have a boat, we keep it on the trailer or in the water. So depending on where it's at, where you're at, I can be to you. We will sell to our customers, as we spoke, as watermen, boaters, tech-savvy individuals, safety conscious, people that just want ease of mind, anybody who wants to be on the water. Boat builders, boat yards, marinas, where people store their boats, botels, storage lots, etc. When we get a phone call, we will get called to your vessel, and we will come on the vessel and look at the scope of work that you asked us to do. During this time, we may also do an inspection and see other things. So that will be upsold on site if we can fix that then or repair it in the future. We'll make markup on equipment because we are the authorized dealer and get that pricing. The maintenance programs we spoke of that would be annual or biannual, and the emergency same-day services would be at a very premium rate. And as I just spoke of, the pricing would be at hourly rates and then material and equipment markup. Our marketing would be primarily social media, doing did you know videos, reels, some safety, tech talk, stuff like that, exclusive deals, and I prefer to do some in person, like similar to the videos that we're doing here, so that there's a raw and personal connection to our customers. We also intend to do target specific areas with flyers, ads, mailers, individuals that live on the water, communities that have canals and lifts, specific license holders. If you hold a commercial license in the state of Maryland, we want to get that flyer in your mailbox. The remote locations that we spoke of, Smith Island, Tangier, the coastal islands, and your boat and trade shows and your safe boating seminars, the way we see it, they corral all the same interests in one area, so it does part of the job for us. And then our website, we want to leverage our experience. There is an interactive map through NMEA and ABYC that show licensees. There has been a couple pop up in the past 6 months in this area, but still, when you cross the bay, there's less than 6, and I'm the only one here. Some of them are farther north, farther south. And then we will also have our dealer authorizations, tech information, and exclusive deals and sales on our website. Me being the certified tech, I will obviously wear all hats, install, troubleshoot, integrate the systems. I'll have to handle marketing, quoting, scheduling, and quality control along with commissioning, that being one of the most important things. All work will be completed at the customer's property. As we spoke of, we're fully mobile. We choose not to have a brick and mortar location to prevent our customers from having the extra downtime or extra expenses. As demand grows, I would like to work with local VOTECs or tech schools and find a young individual interested in this market as well. Preferably, we'd like to train them and bond them. We will provide the money for training, get them going through, and get them working to keep this to a standard. We do not want to have techs that are not certified working under our name. Our key partnerships would be, as we spoke of, tech schools, marinas, boat yards, boat builders, Coast Guard, and then our national suppliers. Our national suppliers that we are dealers through do very cheap delivery. It's $10 flat rate if it fits in a massive box. The majority of any of the material and equipment will be delivered in 1 day, maximum 3. As far as necessary tools and equipment I do have the majority of the tools and equipment because I work in the industry. But I have the necessary tools and equipment. There's a lot of tools and equipment out there that could gain us efficiency, but for now, we do have the majority of what we need. Basic hand tools, screwdrivers, pliers, and a small inventory would have to be kept on the truck and trailer in order to respond to these jobs and say, when we come to you, we don't want you to have to wait 2 to 3 days for us to come back for 3 foot of wire or a basic crimp or a label or something so simple that we should have just had on the truck. So that's a very important thing, is the inventory on our truck and trailer. Financials, get there. My ask is $15,000. I would like to win $15,000 from a competition in order to stock my truck with the necessary inventory that we spoke of. All the small pieces, we do have a majority of them, but it would be ideal to have everything, optimize it, create a list, and make sure it's stocked, and just one purchase, have it all, know what you got. We have had a full year of insurance covered so far. We need to cover the second year. That we are doing minimal business right now, so we would like to, be prepared for the year to come. And then the tools that I spoke of that are more of a want than a need, we would like to, start to get into them, to have them so that we can do this more efficiently and, help our customers quicker. The targeted marketing, we would like to do that and create the website so that we can get our name out more, leverage, like I spoke of, our experience and our certifications, and ultimately reach more customers and just help serve them better, solve their problems. Thank you. I already feel like
Trustworthy. No, like every time you talk, I just trust everything you're saying. I love your commitment to certification over sales. That really, your passion in all of it definitely stands out, but your emphasis on making sure that your workers are qualified and certified is to me would be a no-brainer as far as selecting you over someone else. So I feel like from a sales perspective, you would be amazing, amazing salesman. I don't have a boat, but I would definitely use you.
And that's one of the things that I'm really trying to ride on too. Something that I kind of talked to a few people about is, and I should include it in this, these vessels go 100, 200 miles offshore to the point that there is no communication unless you have some of this technology on board. To me, that's like sending a rocket to outer space. For them to not be done by technicians, that's pretty reckless in my eyes, But
I think you need to lean into a lot of that. When you started talking about how dark it would get, out on the water, and when you mentioned things like how far from shore you are, that that causes an emotional reaction.
oh yeah.
People, even people who don't do boating and fishing, right? That causes I don't want to be that far away from shore without a safety line. That's, if I'm driving my car and something breaks, I can call AAA or a tow truck or whatever, and they're going to come take care of me. But I wouldn't know the first thing to do if I was 100 miles from shore out in the middle of the ocean. So
Yeah.
I think leaning on that emotional, what do you do if you're out there and all the lights go out? What do you do if you're out there and you don't have a way to communicate? You don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah, we're here to keep that from happening. And I did want to make that connection, but I didn't make the connection.
But you did. You started out talking about the eeriness of being out
Yeah.
in the dark. I think opening up with that type of story, imagine pitch black darkness, you're out in a boat, 1,000 miles away, but making us kind of go into that scenario ourselves, even though we don't have feel that emotional connection and that seriousness of the situation. Are there any like safety, like how there's like I don't know, like different awareness days? Are there any like boat safety awareness months or anything like that, or water safety that you could like partner with those different type of organizations and do talks and stuff to get people aware of this?
There is. That's one of the things I want to inquire with Coast Guard about. They do boater safety seminars and days, like where they have you come to their locations. Unfortunately, the Eastern Shore, we get minimal participation, so most places don't do it. But I would love to inquire and maybe see if we could work together.
Yeah.
Maybe I could leverage it and get people to show up, and create a thing out of it. We need it. Unfortunately, I forgot this part too. We lose 15 to 25 lives on the Chesapeake Bay just in Maryland per year. So right there, like if we could, tie everything together, everybody show up. Not only are we going to discuss physical things that you can do yourself, safety situations, but also things to prevent you from ever getting in those situations. But, hopefully me.
Something I want to add, you just alluded to it, is, especially in the problem solution side, but peppered throughout the other few pitches we've already watched, where's the data?
I forgot that too.
You guys are doing surveys. How many people? What's on trend? What are people asking for? I did X amount of surveys and my results. That's validation.
I have that in here, but
the
yeah.
problem, in both your solution and throughout, it's pitch black. Imagine that. Shit. Now here's how many people experience that a year, and it's avoidable,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's. So the data is the validating, grounding factor. Not only have you done your diligence, but it just verifies you're not just pulling shit out of the air
Yeah.
and packaging it.
One of the biggest things that have stood out from the surveys so far has been individuals not knowing where or how to access certified technicians, or even knowing that there is certified technicians. They just think you take it to a boat shop and it gets done. Technically it does, but it's not necessarily always reliable, and it may end up in a bad situation. And the other thing was, a couple of the responses were the uncertainty of the pricing, and they assume that it's significantly more expensive than taking it to those locations, which isn't necessarily true. So.
Interesting. That could be an advantage for you.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, if that doesn't exist, you're offering a freemium value, non-competitive, in that you're in the industry. I want your business, but here's a list of all the licensed, right, et cetera. Here is, sort of pricing. Here's a price comparison tool, or if that even exists.
Yeah, that would be great.
But it'd be those types of things of they're going to you for information once you're here. Well, this is cool. They see your videos, to your point. This guy seems pretty honest and friendly and translates well and knows what he's talking about. Just from the sheer factor of offering data for people could convert
Mm-hmm.
people, right, to you. So we might look into that.
And speaking of hourly rates and affordability, I know some of those rates for sure, and if I charge that, it's unjustified. I'm not really sure. Other than they have brick and mortar locations, so really my overhead is less than them. So that may be part of it as well. They also have a lot of them have 10 employees under their.
I think that's a selling point.
Yeah.
A double point of, wow, how convenient. He'll come to me, but it also keeps the prices.
Yeah, it's similar. So what's the loss, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought there was a lot in there. All 12 minutes worth.
Yeah, I know it was. I went over significantly.
But it wasn't windy.
Yeah.
It just there's a lot of good stuff in there, but yeah.
It felt like
Everybody
60
across the board
seconds.
You have to get your data in here. Trending data, market data, your survey data, all those pieces. Anyway. All right, nice.
Thank you, guys.